So I just felt like God downloaded a revelation into me. And what he was saying was, when you're in the flesh, sin equals death, right? The Bible says. And when you're in the flesh, you're living in the old man, basically. So you're resurrecting somebody that's dead. See, God said, crucify the flesh, crucify the old man, right? The old man is the person before you were saved, right? That person is supposed to be under dominance of the Holy Spirit. In other words, you and the Holy Spirit are now one. When you receive the Holy Spirit, you become one. You feed, whatever you feed is alive. Alive in the sense that it's activated and it's moving. So if you feed the flesh, basically your mind is not thinking on things above, it's thinking on carnal things, which that's what you're linked up to, that's what you're connected to, and that's what you're going to receive your nourishment from. Except that nourishment is not nourishing at all, it's dead. So then this is the revelation that I felt God was giving me right now. When you offer a dead man to the world and you want people to like the dead man that you offer, he showed me like a Lazarus, you know, all bandaged up and stuff, like dead, you know, like flies and stinky, and like that's what you're offering them. And really that's what the person wants. That's the flesh likes the likes, the views, the likes, the daps, the props, the pat in the back. That's why it wants to resurrect. That's why the flesh wants to be alive. It's because it wants attention, but it wants the wrong type of attention for the wrong reasons. And so then the Spirit, you know, that it says you're not a pleaser of men anymore. You're a pleaser of God, right? So you don't live for the affection of man, you live for the affection of God. So then your nourishment comes from God, and then a byproduct of that is that God will exalt you, but you're not supposed to give in to the applause of man. You're not supposed to give in to like the sway of men. You know, be weary of any compliment. Okay, I learned this earlier on in my walk with God, and God will download things into you as you're connected to Him. He downloaded this to me a long time ago. He said, be wary of compliments, because with every compliment, it's almost like they're behind the wheel a little bit more, behind your life. A compliment, a gift, and a present, they're all one and the same. It's like they contributed something to your life, and now all of a sudden they feel like they have rights to your life. They have strings to your life. They have an opinion about how you should do things, and they have they just have Peter tried to do it to Jesus. So understand this, okay? Jesus complimented Peter in a verse in the Bible when he asked, who did men say that I am? And then everybody gave their opinion, and then Peter said, you are the Son, you're the Son of God, the Messiah. And then Jesus complimented him and said, you know, this didn't come from you. God the Father gave you this, and I will give you the gates, I will give you the keys to heaven, and on this rock, on you, Peter, I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. That's a good compliment, right? In front of everybody else, you know, Peter feels all like on the inner circle of Jesus, like I'm tight with him kind of thing. And God the Father is speaking to me, you know, personally. He didn't say it to anybody else, but to me he did. And so with that pride, he came at Jesus in the next verse, and he was trying to tell Jesus how he should conduct and live his life. And so Jesus was saying how he was going to go to the cross, he was going to sacrifice himself, and he was going to do this for the sins of the world, and that on the third day he would resurrect, and he was just kind of preparing the disciples. And Peter stepped in and he told him, no, God forbid, you know, we got to keep you safe, we got to keep you protected, we shouldn't do that, we shouldn't go in that direction, we should go in this direction. And Jesus, he had just complimented him, and now a verse later he was saying, get behind me, Satan, right? You don't have in mind the things of God, you have in mind the things of the flesh, of people, the way that seems right to a man. Okay, I came for this reason. Like, you're trying to thwart my mission. You're trying to be a stumbling block unto me. I rebuke you. So then God was giving us insight that anything that gets in the way of God's mission is a distraction of the devil, right? And it can come through a friend. It can come through a buddy. It can come through somebody that's close to you. Well, not only can it, usually it does, right? So then the revelation was this, that people try to offer something that's dead to the world so that they can feel loved and liked and accepted and received by the world, but it's dead. It's like a mummy, like wrapped. You're presenting a dead man, because you died in the water when you got baptized. You rose as a new creation. You're no longer that person, but you want to fit in. You want people still to like you. You dress a certain type of way. You talk a certain type of way. You change who you are to be around certain type of people because you want whatever it is you want, promotion, this, that, and the other. And you're presenting a false self, right, which is dead, and you're trying to be a people pleaser, right? So then I don't know why I made this video, but God had given me that revelation, so God knows why. But dead things don't prosper. Dead things don't prosper. I'm gonna title this video "Dead Things Don't Prosper," because dead men and dead women, what used to be, it doesn't prosper. So stop feeding it, because it's never gonna go up. It's always gonna go down. It's dead. Keep it dead. Right? Feed the spirit and you'll feel alive. You'll feel thrive. You'll feel like you're thriving. You'll feel like you're elevated. You'll feel like you're flying high. You'll feel like you have so much to give. Feed death, like the old man, the carnal nature, you'll feel depleted. You'll feel run down. You'll feel depressed. You'll feel down. You'll feel all this stuff. Right? A long time ago, before I was saved, somebody gave me a paper. He gave me a pizza and a paper. He had a pizza box, and he's like, "You want a pizza?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take a pizza." And then he asked me, and he gave me the pizza, and then he said, "Here." And he gave me a little paper, and the paper said, "Whatever you feed grows, and whatever you starve dies." I didn't know this guy. He just gave me that. He didn't give me a word with it. He just gave me that single paper. But that thing stuck with me. And lo and behold, all these years later, I'm no longer that person anymore. But look, I'm using something that somebody sold into me a long time ago. Whatever you feed grows, and whatever you starve dies. It's so true. So true. Something as simple as that can help a lot of people. Right? Whatever you have to ask yourself, what are you feeding? What are you feeding in your life? And if it's not good, don't resurrect the dead. In this standpoint, resurrect the dead in another standpoint, because we're called to do that. But don't resurrect the old man, the old woman. God bless you.